Welcome to Everything Money. It's Seth Paul. We will give you a value investor's thought process on approaching new companies. We will show you our software and how you can get a hold of it to look at the financials and fundamentals around these new companies and see if this translates into a stock price. I guarantee most of these are overpriced, but we will show you a contrarian view on how to avoid stocks like this. And if you want to trade this stock, some of these stocks at a quicker pace, you can join Mo over there with the charts. We will get to Mo later. But first, I introduce you to Paul and Mo. What is the show? I bring your normal person questions like, should I be investing in these crazy new EV car companies because they're all going to the moon? I bring these questions to two guys who manage $100 million in businesses, stocks, and real estate all over the world. You will hear their thoughts and learn about these companies right now. Paul, tell us your thoughts about these new incredible companies that everyone should be buying. Go ahead, Paul.
Guys, first off, follow us on Instagram. We have a new Everything Money account, and follow our personal accounts below. It makes our moms very proud when our Instagram followers go up.
That's true.
So guys, first off, is one of these companies going to be the next Tesla? Tesla's still trying to be the next Tesla, I feel. Like, everybody talks about this Tesla potential. That's just insane. They just hit $1 trillion market cap because a previously bankrupt company agreed to buy 100,000 of their cars.
Isn't that nice?
I like it. It's like if all of a sudden
previously bankrupt company.
I'm gonna go start a brokerage firm and have Jordan Belfort from the Wolf of Wall Street be my partner and say, look, I got Jordan Belfort. Like, which, by the way, I love that movie. I love him. But I'm looking at this saying, guys, these companies make... So this is our exclusive Everything Money software. What's the first one, Seth?
NIO, of course. This one has been overhyped for over a year now. Stock Mo, one of our adversaries, has been hyping this up for a long, long time, Paul. By his calculations, Mo, it's supposed to be $100 this year, and then he backtracked. It's supposed to be $100 by the end of next year. So,
and it could very well be,
sure,
but not because of fundamentals. Because, guys... We look at these companies, and NIO is probably one of the more reliable of them. It's in China. It's the leading electric company in China. Let's look at, so $62 billion market cap. So the same market cap as Ford.
Oh, boy.
$4.3 billion in revenue. Ford does hundreds of billions in revenue. If somebody out there literally tries to tell me that I'm dumb for comparing Ford to these companies, these are car companies, guys. You compare car companies to car companies. It's literally investing 101 compared to other companies in the industry. Now, for those of you who are out there who Tesla fanboys and say Tesla's not a car company, Tesla's 87% of their revenue comes from cars. If it's just a tech company because they have technology in their cars, well, then every car company, because every car has tech in it, it makes no... You're just trying to justify something that doesn't make sense. Go back 20 years to the dot-com era. Look at the companies out there. They're saying, Paul, you don't get it. It's the internet. It's changing the world. It did change the world. And go look at how many companies went to zero. Go look how many companies went bankrupt. Go look over the last 100 years how many car companies and airlines went to zero. And the airline industry and the car business has skyrocketed. It's so much bigger than it used to be.
Paul, unfortunately, normal folks watching this video are not going to look at that. They're just going to look at all the people exploding their minds and saying NIO is going to be the best thing ever made. By the way, Paul, they've made a total of 110,000 cars ever.
NIO has?
NIO, as of June. So I guess that was 4 months ago. But it says
no,
here,
it's more than that. Really? 110,000, that's it?
That's what it says.
No, in the most recent 12 months.
Ah, thank you.
I was going to say. But still, that's not a lot. Ford does like 5 million cars a year. You know what I mean? It's like...
That's not a big difference,
Paul. So, guys, they're losing money.
Semantics.
I look at our software. I look at all this. I look at the revenue growth. It's huge. 7 million to 4.3 billion. That's huge. It gets exciting. But then they don't make money. They don't have free cash flow. They don't have a return on invested capital. They don't have the fundamental things that you need in a business to feel good about it. If you believe this is, then you should go find every kid in the neighborhood who has a lawnmower and say, hey, I'm going to back you because you're going to be the next you're going to be the next Davy Tree. Why would you not do that then?
XPeng, Paul, is also another flashy one that anything
What's
involving...
What's the ticker symbol for XPeng?
XPEV came out last year. Skyrocketed to upwards of $72 a share. It has definitely halved itself. Earlier this year, it was down to $23. It's now back up to $45.
Was that
Chinese also?
Yeah,
I hope the name XPeng is Chinese.
Yep, Chinese automaker for sure.
So look at the price to sales ratio of 20. That's just on line with Tesla. What are other car makers? 0.4, 0.9, 1, 0.7. This is 20 to 40 times more expensive for every dollar of revenue than the other car makers. And this is all on our software. This is so simple. We just guys, I look at these companies and think to myself, how do you justify this? Everybody's basing their investments on, I want to get the next Tesla. Every great investor of all time did not make their money by finding the next Tesla. They made their money by finding the companies that everybody else ignores because they're boring companies who spit out a lot of cash. If I was to buy $10 billion in free cash flow every year and paid $10 billion for it, I get my money back in year one, and I double my money every year. But instead, we have people out there going, no, I'd rather pay $10 billion for negative $5 billion in free cash flow over and over and over again, hoping that someday it hits some big number. Guys, the future is unknown. We don't know what the future is going to do. So be conservative and make reasonable assumptions of the future. If you're gambling, I don't ever want to hear you brag about doing any research on anything. Don't brag to me about, I researched for 37 hours before I bought my car and I saved $375 compared to my neighbor. Congratulations, you loser. You also went and paid a ton of money for XPeng and NIO and Lucid. Shame on you. You are stupid. And I'm going to get messages. I got a message the other day. Paul, you don't realize that it's going to take Ford a long time to be able to create EVs. Okay. I just wrote back, perhaps. Okay, fine. I don't realize that. What you don't realize is you're paying $1 trillion for a company that's $40 billion in revenue. You clearly don't realize the big gorilla in the room, and you're making your hopes on something that's unknown. Ford has tons of cash. They can go buy Tesla. Well, maybe they won't be able to buy Tesla.
They're deploying $11.4 billion on new EV batteries, all that stuff. Something that I think is heavily, heavily, heavily overlooked in the EV world? You guys are all talking about them just building cars. Great. Where are you going to charge these cars? There's one company that has charging stations all over the place on
and
a
not many.
Scale, and it's Tesla.
And not many.
And not many.
No.
Where are you going to take all these other cars? Paul, your car, you have difficulty. You can't just go and charge it at some charging station.
And listen, over time, that's why I have...
Over time, it's going to happen, but this is the same thing. Let it develop over time.
Correct.
You can't just put a car out there and say, this is going to be a great everyday car. This Rivian, you're supposed to take it, and you're supposed to go in the woods with it and travel and this and that.
Yes. You can't travel.
How are you going to go
right now? You can't travel on our Tesla. We all have Teslas. Paul has one on order.
Be realistic.
You can't take this thing off the backwoods. You got to charge this puppy.
Exactly. Think about these things. This is just from a user perspective. Think about these things. It's not that difficult. This is basic common sense.
No, but the average person out there is hoping. It's like why the lottery works. You're hoping for I hit the home run. Guys, the worst thing that can happen to you is you hit the home run, you get this right. Because then I guarantee you'll lose money in the future because you're going to think you're invincible.
100%. Success can sometimes be the worst thing if it happens in the wrong way.
Bill Gates always said that. It was in Psychology of Money. Success can be the worst thing that ever happens to you.
So, Paul, if these thoughts resonate with our viewers, how could they join our community, get this app, get this software right now? Tell us.
So if what I'm saying makes sense to you, let's pull up a company let's just look at Toyota. Guys, let's pull up Ford because I've talked about Ford a lot.
And Ford's disruptive now. So.
Guys, this software will give you the 8 pillars. It'll show you all the things. It'll show you the income statement, the balance sheet. It'll have news. It has a stock analyzer tool. You can put your assumptions in. It'll tell you what you need to pay for Ford today and a stock today based on the assumptions you put in there. This is a no-brainer. All of this is on an app. We have over 6,000 people who've bought this software, who use it every single day. You can go in the community, talk to them about all the investing ideas you have. There are some Tesla fanboys in our community. There's some Bitcoin fanboys, and they talk about it. They tell me how wrong I am, and I'm okay being wrong. This is all available for only 90 cents per day. Exclusive content daily, 90 cents per day. You get all of this. If it just helps you make 1 or 2% more per year on your investments, it could lead to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars extra in retirement for you, depending on your age and your savings amount. It's incredible. No brainer. Everythingmoney.com or Patreon. You can sign up in both places. You'll get access within minutes. The benefit of everythingmoney.com is you don't double pay the first month because Patreon does double charge you the first month. And 2, there's no sales tax because we're not big enough to charge sales tax yet. So you'll save some money for a long time. Join us. No brainer, 90 cents per day. I don't even know why we even discuss it. I don't even know why you're not signing up.
Mo, final take on flashy EV car companies. There seem to be a lot of them.
If it's me, the company that exclusively makes EVs that has the best chance of staying around long term is Tesla. These other ones, to me, they're all,
and it's also massively overpriced.
It's massively overpriced. I don't have anything else to say. I'm done.
That's a value.
These conversations are so irritating to me because I look at the people that are just
so irritated.
I know. Well, he gets bombarded on his morning shows.
Oh my
with this
god,
malarkey.
it's just so incredibly annoying.
Zen, Mo.
I try.
Listen, I get upset too, but I get upset at like the general. I get upset too.
You get upset, Paul, because it's funny at the moment. Well, all these all these EV companies have really lost their ass this year. But when they're all hyped up by a bunch of other channels, I don't think you like seeing. How else would I say this? People really haven't done their homework or know what they're talking about, making zillions of dollars and then proclaiming that they're experts.
People are going to accuse me of not doing my homework. Paul, you don't get it. Okay, then I don't get it.
Yes.
Just because I don't believe some fanboy on the internet who has a camera, I don't get it. Or some guy who ran the stock market club in his high school. I mean, this is our credibility now.
Also, our homework that we did makes us not invest in it. So we did do our homework. Just because we don't agree with you doesn't mean we didn't do our homework. One of us is right, one of us is wrong. And stock price isn't the indication of right and wrong.
I'd rather not do my homework, but understand numbers than just be completely oblivious to numbers that are so obvious in my face and say, oh, but I read some kid named Tesla fanboy 1969 on Reddit said that Tesla's going to the moon. And you find out he's a 14-year-old pimply kid living in his parents' basement. And
yeah.
I can't go any further, else I'll probably get
in
trouble.
You guys are like Poncho, grabbing poop from your butt and throwing it at a wall with all of these stocks, and you just keep going like this, and when one hits, you're going to go,
they don't know
yep,
Poncho.
I was right.
Yep, I was right.
They don't know Poncho. You guys got to join our community because Poncho's an inside joke with a monkey that lives in...
Everything Monkey, yes, in Mexico.
Everything Monkey.
In Paul's Mexican home.
All right.
That's our take on these new companies. Be careful. I know this doesn't sound like a lot of the other videos out there. And if you found us and stayed this long, congratulations. Join a community. We talk just like this about making sound financial plays for the future and not chasing BS like this. That's our take. Fondle thumbs up. See you in the next video.